All right, time down time down 10:42. We're gonna get the timeout today, but it's a very, very special day here at Fox 5 DC because we got Brandon T. Jackson.
What's up?
And he's an actor, he's a comedian, and he's made us laugh so many years. You see him right here. All the movies that you may have known of, Tropic Thunder, you've heard of Roll Bounce, and you've also seen him as part of his Percy Jackson franchise. Well, this week, though, he's here in D.C. at the Comedy D.C. Loft tonight and tomorrow. His Still Detroit comedy tour.
Oh, yeah.
It's coming. It's coming.
We here, man. We still Detroit everywhere. That's
we
what
still
I'm saying.
Detroit everywhere.
I'm still home.
You still home even though you're in D.C.?
Yeah, yes. I'm still home. D.C. is my home, too.
Okay.
Like in the heart. DC
you got a connection to D.C.?
Oh, no, I'm talking about, like, yes, with the people. D.C. showed me the most love. If it wasn't for if Detroit to shoot my special, I would have shot in D.C. My next one I would do in D.C. Because D.C. is the best city ever.
I'm telling you, man.
And you know how we say tropical thunder. You know, it was like
right. They were like tropical. I was like, wait.
I'm like, thank you, Tropic Thunder. You know, brother, like, hey, man, I love you in Tropical Thunder, bro.
Tropical. You don't gotta put the.
I'm like
Tropical Punch. I love you in Tropical Punch. You've made me laugh for so many years, and it's an honor to meet you. I want to talk a little bit about just how incredible it's been to see you grow for so many years.
Yeah.
You've reinvented yourself over and over again. This tour is a good moment for that.
Yes.
You and I have a lot in common because both of my parents are both ministers and pastors.
Yes.
And so I want to talk about that.
That PK, bro. That PK. Woo. That one right there is a
special class of people.
It's a special class, and that's what I was doing my joke last night. I was talking about, you know, especially being a father, and I got 4 kids, you know. So me and I'm 50% married, 30%. My wife divorced me every week when I do something wrong. So trying to be that father like my dad, you know, and then the world is new now,
right?
So you don't want to, I don't know if you know pastor dads, pastor fathers, they you know what I mean? What did God say? My dad burned my Tupac albums. That's the devil. I'm like, so, having the balance and going to Hollywood and keeping your same self, that's what Still Detroit is about, is not losing yourself and, just remembering who you are, but still being, who you are in LA, but never forgetting there's no place like home, you know what I mean? So,
what anchors you to Detroit, even though you've been living in LA for years and you've met the best of the best? I mean, you've been in some of the greatest films. What anchors you to Detroit?
You know what's funny? I was telling people I improv the whole thing with Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder when he was playing Black. That was all improv. That was Detroit coming out. That was just like
straight Detroit.
What do you mean, you people? That was because he was showing,
which is one of your famous lines. I mean, that line.
Because he was playing Black the whole time. Even Offset said, you know what I'm saying? So my Detroit self started getting mad, and Ben Stiller's like, yo, keep that. That's art right
hold
there.
That.
Yeah, hold that. So for me, Detroit is your best friend that's going to tell you the truth out of love. The spoonful of sugar make the medicine go down type. You know what I mean? You know, because sometimes like we want to hear cool stuff and we want to, somebody, you have people have comments on the internet and people don't know how to take it. Detroit is your best friend that's going to tell you the truth. You know, shame the devil.
Shame the devil.
Shame the devil, but make sure that we do it with love. So that's kind of how our vibe is.
You bring me to a good point because you just made headlines for a post you put up about the Diddy and Cassie situation.
Yeah.
And I saw it and I thought, okay, well, maybe they're misreading this.
They are.
Something's off. It seems a bit exaggerated. What were your thoughts on that?
My thoughts was that this generation needs to understand comedic satire. The internet understands emojis, like hashtags, like I'm now happy. Like you have to put a picture of being happy. See, when I was coming up, we just and I don't want to sound old, but like
back in my day,
back in my day, I used to. But I grew up on Fresh Prince. I grew up on I'm a Stiller kid. You know what I mean? I grew up with hard hitting comedies. So anything I was saying, I was talking about myself. You know what I mean? I don't. Like, why would I ever make fun of, you know what I'm saying? Because I got 2 daughters, you know what I'm saying? And my mama, she wouldn't have that. Miss Jackson wouldn't have that if I was ever make fun of something negative. No, I was telling, my thing was like, yo, if you got any dirt, make sure you tell, you know what I mean? Pray that it don't come out. That was my joke about those. Had nothing to do with the, the situation. So
which is how I picked it up.
Yeah, it was, but then, Generation Z's, bro. They can't. I got a whole bit on that, like, cause we used to go outside. We know outside and play. So we know how to read stuff beside a computer screen. Just so you know.
Twitter fingers. I want to ask you this. There's been a moment in your career where you are now kind of shifting a little bit to now this comedy tour. Acting was like, that's where we saw you. We knew you were going to come to the box office.
Yeah.
But now you got the stand-up tour, and it's going all around the country.
Yeah.
I saw the social media post, and I just had to laugh. I think it was your manager, maybe it's your graphics guy, but y'all were sitting there, and y'all were on the, I guess you were getting your hair twisted, and he was just like, and you were asking, what are you doing? He was like, I'm over here trying to get the graphics done.
Yeah, what are you doing?
And you're like, what are you doing?
You know what's funny? I have a lot of meetings with my teams. You ever seen New Jack City when Nino Brown got mad at the drug?
Yes.
I be having Nino Brown meetings with my I'm like, what y'all doing? Who is passing out flyers, okay? Who tweeting? Who you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you get people on the road.
Right.
And then you start getting all these people, like, what do you do for it, man? My job is to roll the towels for you. I didn't order that. And they invoice you $500,000.
To roll the towels.
Look, man, I ain't, you know what I mean? This my job is to massage the air for you, Brandon, before you go on stage.
You can't breathe with unmassaged air.
So that's what, the characters always come. I mean, I just be looking at, like, I be like, who is this? You know what I mean? I do that a lot on the road, because road, you get everybody.
You get everybody. Okay, so
city.
what can people expect in this this series of tours? I mean, this DC, you come with the heat.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a lot of people loved the show last night. Shout out to the Comedy Loft. Make sure y'all come through. The show was lit last night. I want them to know my story. My grandma passed last year, April, God rest her soul, and I was like, I wanted, and then when I was there, I was like, I just love my home. I love my story. I want them to see Brandon and why you get those guys in the movies. You know what I mean? With my new film, Trap City, that we got going, that I produced, it's that home feel also. It's like, why is Brandon like this? It's like, y'all see me in the Hollywood light, but I want y'all to also see me where I'm from, being from the hood and the suburbs. Being a hybrid, understanding like being a father, how my father, like we said, we both PKs, understanding like my dad was still today is the Joe Osteen of Detroit. People don't even know that.
You didn't even know that.
You don't even know that. So it's like having that mega church pastor. He was in the streets, became from the prison to the palace. There's a whole story there. So we got a little street in us, we got a little bougie in us. So it's that American story. So
and it's a gumbo pot.
It's a gumbo pot,
okay,
man.
all right. Listen. You see they're playing the music now. Yo, Brandon T. Jackson is here in D.C. You can see him this week. You can see him this weekend, all weekend. He's going to stick around for Lion Lunch Hour.
Oh, yeah, let's
So you're going to get more and more of him. Brandon, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, man.
Brother.
Appreciate you so much. It's such a pleasure. Let's get it.